sixthreezero offers a wide selection of hybrid bike options. The reason we've decided to get into hybrid bikes, number one, is hybrid bikes play a big part in recreational cycling. Hybrid bikes are actually one of the number one categories when it comes to recreational cyclists. And a big reason for that is because hybrid bikes can be very versatile. And there's a wide range of different hybrid bikes, from tire sizes to frame sizes to brake types. So really, when there's across all these different niche recreation or lifestyle riding types, hybrid bikes generally are good to fitting into a lot of these niche riding styles. So as a recreational lifestyle bike company, we wanted to get into hybrid bikes because we really want to try to offer a bike for as many specific types of riders and riding environments as possible. And so if you look at all the different environments and all the different kind of terrains, hybrid bikes are really the best solution, and getting into very specific hybrid bikes for specific uses. And so again, that's important to us at sixthreezero because we're very focused on customization and having a selection of bikes that is customized in a sense to specific rider needs and usages. Hybrid bikes differ a little bit from some of the other bikes we offer. However, they do have a lot of similarities to the other bikes we offer. In general, the term hybrid bike is exactly what it means. A hybrid bike is a hybrid of different types of bikes. So in essence, a hybrid bike could be any combination of different elements from any different type of bike. It may have the tires of a mountain bike, but the frame of a comfort bike. It may have the seat of a cruiser bike and the tires of a commuter bike. So a hybrid bike is a very general term for many different types of bikes, specifically for bikes that really don't fit into or can't be typecasted into a specific category. So when you look at hybrid bikes, I would say the number one reason why they differ from, say, comfort bikes or cruiser bikes is they tend to not necessarily have the same tire size or seat size. So a lot of times on a hybrid bike, you're trying to blend two elements of two specific categories that a rider may want. I'll take the example of comfort and speed. And a good example would be one of our bikes that we do, the Every Journey. In this case, it's not really a cruiser bike. It's not really a comfort bike. And the reason I say that is because the tires are slightly smaller than a typical cruiser bike, smaller meaning narrower. The seat is larger than, let's say, a typical road bike or mountain bike. So it's not really a cruiser. It's not really a road bike. It's a hybrid bike. And it was created to offer riders a bike that doesn't exist in the marketplace for a kind of a niche type of usage. In the case of the Every Journey, it's really designed to be the all-terrain, all-purpose bike and a blend between comfort and speed. In the Every Journey case, we're putting more emphasis on comfort than speed. But we could take another example like our Reach Your Destination model, where in this case, what we're doing a little bit different is we're using a very large seat for comfort, which is different than a typical commuter bike. We're using a thin tire still, which is different than a typical cruiser or comfort bike. But it's designed more for speed than comfort. And so that's another type of hybrid bike, a little bit more emphasis on speed while comfort comes secondary. So the design of hybrid bikes really kind of depends on what's the focus. Is designing it for speed? Are you designing it for more terrains? Are you trying to supplement it with more comfort? And the more things you try to blend into one is what puts it into this hybrid category. So to generalize and to give the short answer, there's no one distinguishing characteristic that makes a hybrid bike different from a cruiser or a comfort or a commuter bike or a road bike. It's really specific to each different hybrid bike that puts it into the hybrid categories. So generally speaking, if you see a bike that uses a large seat but uses thin tires, I would say it's taking one element of cruiser and one element of road bike. If you see a bike using very thick, fat, industrial tread size like a mountain bike, however, you're seeing a very large comfort cruiser saddle, you're seeing a hybrid of the two of those. So when you think about our typical bikes like a cruiser, generally speaking, something like that, you're going to see a little wider tires, a very large saddle, and upright riding position. Same is true of comfort bikes. Comfort bikes, you're going to see a narrow or a thicker tire, not as thick as a cruiser. You're going to see a comfort saddle, a little large, but not as large as a cruiser. On a road bike, you're going to see narrower seats, thinner tires because it's designed for aerodynamics and speed. On a mountain bike, you're going to see generally a little wider tires with really heavy duty treads and maybe a little thinner seat designed for more aerodynamics. So a hybrid bike will differ from all those because they won't follow those typical protocols, and it will be a mix and match of all those different bike types. 630 can definitely help someone looking for a hybrid bike. But to backpedal, I would say generally people that end up buying a hybrid bike probably weren't looking for a hybrid bike. So the way I think, number one, we can help someone find a hybrid bike that's right for them is really identify what are their uses that they're going to use the bike for. So are they looking to exercise? Are they looking to commute? Are they looking to ride 10 miles, 30 miles, 5 miles? And in addition, like, what is most important? So to find the right hybrid bike, we first have to identify what's the leading, most important aspect to owning your bike. And then we need to come down the list, number 1 through 5. And that will steer us in the direction of selecting the right hybrid bike for a rider. So, if you say your preference is speed, but you still want to be comfortable, we would steer you in the direction of a specific hybrid bike. In this case, I'd recommend our Reach Your Destination. It's a blend of, thinner tires with a large seat, so you're still going to get comfort, but you can still ride fast. So number 1, the way we would help someone is we would really want to identify the full needs. And we have kind of a checklist and a questionnaire that we like to run through. And that questionnaire, it's about 10 questions. After answering all those, it will lead us in the direction of which product is right. In addition, we have an online tool currently on our website called the BodyFit 360 questionnaire. And anybody can take that quiz and it will automatically recommend a bike based on your use cases. So the other piece of that is it won't always mean a hybrid bike would be recommended. It depends. If you have a very wide or varying degree of uses or terrains you're going to go in, a hybrid bike would be ideal. But if you have a very specific use where I just want to be ultra comfortable and ride around the block for 2 miles, I would say a comfort bike is perfect. So our questionnaire, our quiz, answering that, number 1, I think is going to steer most people in the right direction because our proprietary algorithm will help really narrow down the window of what bike is correct. Now, if you're not comfortable with that, one of our experienced team members can also take those questions and make a recommendation based on the use cases as well. It's kind of the same philosophy, same questions. But yeah, so to the point of which hybrid bike is right, really think about your uses, what terrains. If you're riding on a hard packed trail, you might need a little wider tire, but if you still want to be comfortable, you want a wider tire with maybe a wider seat. So I would say go in the direction of a hybrid bike that has those features. If you're going to ride really fast, but you still want to be comfortable, think about a very thin tire, maybe with 21 speeds, an aluminum frame because it's light, and maybe a larger seat for comfort. So there's very the features on the bike are going to be specific and ideal for different types of things. Thin tires are going to be great for going faster and speed and paved surfaces. Thicker tires, a little slower, more comfortable, bumpier surfaces. thinner seat, a little faster, less comfortable, but it'll be more aerodynamic. A wider seat, a little more comfortable, but less aerodynamic. So if you can think about some of those features and kind of blend it together in your head when you're shopping for a hybrid bike, try to look for those specs that match up to those things in your head, and that will steer you in the right direction as well.